Hello again, friends. This is Dan Alasso, and I want to give you another update on my project to create a web archive of all of my Substack stuff. And what I want to show you today is the graph of the vault as I see it when I am working on it myself, not when it's published out. And this is how it stands right now. It's kind of unfortunate that Obsidian Publish doesn't allow me to fully publish the graph in color because there's some useful information here. The graph currently has 245 pages of content in it, and there are also a bunch of empty nodes, as I call them. And these are the purple ones. And as you can see, there are some notes like this one on J.P. Morgan that have a lot of these purple empty notes around them. And the reason for that is that I've done a lot of research on Morgan and have connected that note on J.P. Morgan to a lot of other notes on people and on ideas in my main private vault. I probably won't add all of those notes to this folder. The way it works when I publish a folder to Obsidian Publish is that the folder structure allows me to keep some stuff private and to specify the stuff within the folder is what I'm actually publishing out. So what I'm doing is I'm making a portion of my personal vault public, but not all of it. And within my own personal workspace, it still is all connected to the other stuff that I'm not publishing out. And I guess at some point in the future, I may add the entire Gilded Age research project to this folder, but I may publish it out to its own web entirely, so I'm not sure yet. In the meantime, these empty nodes kind of serve two purposes. They are a signal that a topic is important to me and has some work behind it already. And it's also a way of seeing which of these empty nodes are relatively important. Some of them, you'll notice, link to more than one node. And this is relevant. It not only provides a little bit of structure to the graph, pulling the nodes that it connects to closer together, but it also helps me to better understand how the ideas that I'm pursuing are linked. For example, Brewer's book from 1976 and Davis's book from 2000 both link to George III, King of England, and to Edmund Burke. And that is interesting, and that's important. That tells me that I might want to consider these two sources in relation to each other. And, of course, as an empty node, as one of these purple nodes, gains more and more and more links, it's an indication to me that this is something that I want to take a closer look at. So if Edmund Burke ends up with dozens of notes, then that will sort of impel me to look at him. More likely that'll happen with Thomas Paine. So these are the types of empty nodes that get filled first with new research and notes, some of it drawing from the things that have already connected to it. And I think this may be kind of the analog in Obsidian to that sort of magic moment that we've all been seeking in personal knowledge management, where the zettelkasten starts to actually talk back to us and suggest research ideas to us and tell us what it is that we are truly interested in. So that's cool. What about the colors? This is the feature that I most miss in the Obsidian Publish monochrome graph because they show me what type of note that I'm looking at. The white nodes, you can hardly see them. There are 10 of them around the periphery, are the chapters of my world history that I've connected in here. But really all that is in each of those nodes is a link to the YouTube video and a link to the text, which lives in another Obsidian Publish vault because I've published it out for my students. That text, of course, is massively linked internally and to the outside world to other sources. And if I added it here, this graph would get a whole lot more busy very quickly. The red nodes, as you could probably tell from what I already showed you, are book reviews. And some of them tend to be a little bit fatter because they have more connections, because the node size gets bigger as you add links. And you'll notice that they're clustered around this blue center, which is the hashtag for book review. There are some other smaller blue hashtags around. And then there are some bigger ones, like Readwise. which are creating gravity for all of these Readwise notes that I've made. And these are my comments on readings that I get each day from the Readwise app. And so for a while, I was trying to say something every day or so about the best quote of the 15 that I get every morning from this application, this Readwise app, of the 18,000 plus things that I've highlighted in books and articles. And today was the 1722nd day of me reviewing quotes in Readwise. So I'm on a pretty good roll, and maybe I will start doing this again. Another nice thing about this graph, which actually is a feature that is shared with the one that comes through in Obsidian Publish, is that you can kind of pull these notes around. Now, they don't really stay where you put them. They kind of snap back based on the gravity of the links. But you can use them to kind of see what's connected and pull on those threads a little bit, which is often very helpful. And as I said, you'll be able to do that as well in the graph that comes through in the Obsidian Publish instance. So I hope you will find that useful, and I hope you found this a little bit interesting. So thanks very much for watching. I will see you again very soon.